Did Tim Kustom get any model stuff for Christmas? Yeah, I have too much, but you always need more. It's how it works. But before we get into the new stuff, we have to get into the old stuff. And going through everything, I came across this. And this is my original 1989 model cars Auto World catalog. And it's not actually 1989. It just had the 1989 models um, because it was actually published in 1988. And as you can see, this is well worn because this was basically what when my parents asked me to make a Christmas list back in these days, I just used this because this is, yeah, we wanted all of this stuff and couldn't get all of it. You know, I had many of these, but it was kind of like, which ones did I really want? And, you know, we had the new monogram kits, and somehow this page, look at this, this had to be retaped and repaired over the time. Oh, there's the Duesenberg. I built this for the naked model build last year. That's fun. And yeah, it was like a lot of these I was just, you know, these kind of things I just wasn't really into when I was a youth. But the one that I really wanted, the 1969 Corvette L88 Roadster. And as we know, that kit never really was released. It was a 68, and the 69 was a coupe that had, you know, the typo on the box art. And for some reason, that 59 Ford Galaxy is circled. That's strange. And if you don't really believe this was mine, well, I think one of my friends did that back in the day when I brought it to school to show what kind of cool model cars were available. And speaking of cool model cars, these were not them for the use of 1988. These were just like old models that, yeah, I remember seeing them and it was like boring. And the Testors cars, they were kind of boring, and these, I didn't like these illustrations. They were just kind of like, they didn't sell it very well. And again, these were kind of boring. These were like old models. Nobody really wanted these when you were a kid and, you know, a tween in 1988. Same with these. I mean, they had these illustrated box arts and nobody really wanted them. That one right there, that was like, that would be the one that everybody get, but not right now or at that time. The 63 Impala SS, that one was marked for the Christmas list. I did get that one and built it. That was like what I built over Christmas of probably 1988. That was pretty neat. And big rigs, no, nobody. I didn't need any big rigs. I did collect the diecast, and I wanted that GTO in that Countach. Did not get those because I had a bunch of these other ones and I was a little disappointed. I wanted that 57 Corvette in 18th scale, the Barago. I did get that one, and I still have that. It's in a box somewhere, just like a lot of stuff, in a box somewhere. And then there were all of these really neat ones, but these were expensive. $50 models back in the day. I mean, look at the detail of that. These Fujimis, yeah, those were the models for the rich kids, and I didn't get any of those things. Oh, look at that detail. John Letcher of San Francisco. That's pretty neat right there. So then you got the bigger scale kits, and yeah, we couldn't afford those. I mean, some of these are $80. Whew. You know, I remember these $100, $99.50. That was big bucks. And then speaking of big bucks, yeah, the poker Mercedes-Benz, we all kind of drooled over that. A $5,000 model. That's crazy. And they had a whole bunch of them. But the thing I really just had to have, this stuff was really, this was so advanced. But what I really needed in my life, the amazing model tool that slices through plastic like butter. The deluxe auto cutter kit. Yes. That was what I screamed the most about. And I still have it. That's pretty neat. And can you imagine? This is what you gave, you know, your 13-year-old, about to be 14, for Christmas. A soldering iron with this blade on it. And that screwed on. I recently found the tip, and that was really cool. And I mean, this looks safe. This cord looks safer. But yeah, this was something. And it was like, I remember, oh, I'm going to try this out because I want to cut doors open and make battle damage and all that kind of stuff. That sounded really fun. And just like the auto cutter, I still have the model that I used the auto cutter on to find out, yeah, it didn't really work all that good. Not like that, you know, it's kind of just melted the plastic to smithereens. And why I still have this is why I have too much model car stuff. But these are the stories I like to share. That is pretty neat, that this was the test of the auto world cutter to find out that, yeah, it didn't really work well. And shortly after this, I think it just went in a box, and here it is. You know, I guess 30 plus years later, right? Something like that. Many decades later, still have it. But this relates to what Tim Kustom got for Christmas this year. The modern auto cutter. This is the ultrasonic cutter, and this is what the new one looks like 30 plus years later. Some of these are battery powered, rechargeable. This particular one has a cord, and when you plug it in, it makes little noises, and then it has this that means it's on. It lights up, and you hit the button and it doesn't do anything. I was like, is it broken? I almost put it on my finger just to see if it worked, and that was probably a smart thing to do because it actually does work. Cutting plastic. Just like that. And I'm not trying very hard. It supposedly supports from 3D printing. Very easy. Kind of messed with that a little bit, and it seemed to do that job. I'd hoped it would do cut doors open and all like that on 3D printing. I don't think we're there yet. I'll go into a deeper dive on that in a future video, but I just kind of wanted to say this was a new tool in the Tim Kustom arsenal of things. And so hopefully we keep all of our fingers and toes with this thing. that's not all we got. Let's see what else. We got this. Related, again, to the old Auto World cutter. Got a little adjustable soldering iron here. I've had a soldering torch and another soldering iron, but not one with one of these little dials. And it has a convenient roll handle toilet paper deal for your not toilet paper. But want to get into some soldering and creating stuff out of brass. It's going to make the models better. And the torch is a little tricky, and this is probably even trickier. But I couldn't pass this up. This was it's a Yahuwah. That's probably something in Chinese, 926 LED. I think that could be the temperature. So this can burn the fingers. We're going to try not to do that. But this will be a fun thing. Has a nice tip on it. And future videos, you might see this in the background. That's fun. Got some more tools. These picked up from the Hobo Freight, and probably a lot of people are familiar with these. I don't know if I'm gonna see how long they last, because I am known to break these just from use, because I have all kinds of other ones that go into the pin vices. That's what I normally use, but I think I'm gonna try some of these and see how long they last. Probably not very, but they weren't very expensive, and it seems like a lot of people know what these are, and they're color coded. They're pretty, at least purple, yellow. I don't know why we got two purples. Clearly they're different sizes, and they come in boxes that are almost clearly. I really don't need any kits, so I try to keep those out of the stockings, but sometimes they just follow me home. And that was the case with this one. And I know what you're thinking. Why? I have the other two that are part of this series. One is a house-looking thing, and the other one looks like something she would probably drive. But this is kind of the harder one to find. And I found this in a junk store for $5 and couldn't pass it up since I didn't have this one. So put it on the pile. And last but not least, I got one of these. I got a whole bunch of them because I made them, and pretty proud of this little project. This was something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and this is going to be the first of many, and I believe a lot of the viewers also got them. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it, and hope you all had a great Christmas and a happy New Year coming up. And as always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know what to do, because I have all kinds of model car stories to tell. Thanks for watching.